It has been a little while since the last story time video wherein I sat you down on the bed with my bathrobe slightly ajar to tell you an embarrassing story from the period in my life where I have laughed as a fucking mysterious anime character. This was around the time I was like 17 years old, so like junior college, 11th grade, and I have already told a pathetic story of mine from this sad compendium of miserable social ineptitude, and there's one I haven't shared with you guys that I thought I would share today. This was actually the very first date I ever went on, like first ever official date. If you're not caught up with the anime, let me brief you on the lore update real quick for those fake fans who have not seen any of the other videos. So back in 11th grade, I thought it would be a great idea to reinvent myself as a mysterious anime character. In real life, I mean, it worked for the anime characters, considering the girls were always trying to constantly gobble on their meat. And so I thought, well, if it worked for them, it could work for me. So I wanted to be like super unique. I even got this sick ass merchandise of the Scout Regiment from Attack on Titan. Also, I refused to talk to anyone. So if people talk to me or ask me questions, I would just respond with like moans and grunts instead of words. It was really fucking goofy. Like fucking talking to me would be like talking to an NPC in Genshin Impact, where they just respond with a deadpan expression. That's how I would pretty much respond to anyone, or just complete silence. I have no doubt a lot of people on campus probably reported me to authorities as a potential threat to the university in those early year and a half. However long I spent doing that, but I eventually grew out of it. But during this time, I actually did get a date. This was my first ever official date. Now, while this was my first date, it wasn't like I was a completely kissless virgin. I was a virgin who had been kissed once. It was a fucking dare. A girl was dared to kiss me because I was seen as such a punishment that in a truth or dare game they made it a dare to kiss me, and I was like, fuck yeah. This is my time to shine. I probably pre came and shit my pants at the same time. But anyway, I managed to get this date because a classmate took pity on my virgin penis and actually invited me to a party to go drink with them. At the time, I was completely straight edged. I did not want to touch drugs. I did not want to touch beer either. I also wasn't even sure if I ever wanted to lose my virginity. I was starting to think I might even be best if I did not. But they invited me to this party, and I was still in this mysterious anime character phase. And he also made me to play some games afterwards. And I was like, well, as long as I don't drink. And he's like, fuck it, man, I'll just drink for you. Just fucking join us. And I was like, sure, let's go. So we were playing, and eventually his friends called him to do like a fucking handstand or something for some reason. And I needed a partner, and a girl hopped in to play with me. And I did not say a fucking word to her. And I guess that must have been cool enough because she started talking to me. And then I eventually mumbled out like, do you want to go grab a coffee? And she said yes. She gave me her number and we set up a coffee date for the next day. And my god, I don't even remember that night after the party. I just went back to my home and I was like busting out the Saitama special 100 crunches, 100 push ups, and 100 sit ups. 10 kilometers run is a bit difficult to do on Mumbai roads, but you get my point. I was fucking trying to sculpt out my abs, speedrun style, and I did not even eat. I only drank a ton of water, just trying desperately to get my six pack of abs to pop out a bit more. I was a lot leaner back then because all I focused on was being like really ripped. But my arms were super skinny, so I just kind of looked like an actual poorly drawn anime character, physique wise at least. Nowadays, I'm just casually fucking jacked. But back then, I was like, all I need is abs, and girls will want to fuck me real good. So I'm in my room for hours just fucking doing how to grow your abs in 10 hours routine till the sun comes up. And I text her. She doesn't respond. I start to panic. I texted her again. Still did not respond. I'm fucking freaking out at this point, like, oh my god, I've ruined it. I fucking blew it, holy shit. It's all over and she hates me. She probably reported me to the fucking police because I was creepy. Oh my fucking god. I text her again. I fucking triple texted her, by the way. Literally the worst possible thing you could do. She finally responded by saying that she was sleeping, and then I realized that that's probably about par for the course because it was like 9 a.m. I was like, it's fucking Saturday, and I'm texting her at 9 a.m. like 1,000 times. It kinda stands to reason that she might just be sleeping while I'm fucking having a manic episode in the text messages there at like 9 fucking a.m. And then she still agrees to meet with me. She was like, yeah, we're still down for the coffee. Let's go. So we meet at the super expensive coffee place. They're playing some boner jams, which was a real risk for me because the music I listened to then and the music I still listen to now isn't really popular. It's mainly like anime girl talking ASMR gym workout playlist number 56, but luckily she likes that music. In fact, she even knew some of the fucking snares in there, but I had never done small talk to anyone, so I did not know how that was supposed to go. And I think she was picking up on that, so she took the initiative to talk to me and she asked me, "Hey, did you have fun at the party last night?" I said nope, which is a great response because I mean, that's super cool. Like, hey, this guy is so goddamn badass. He did not have any fun last night. But I do remember saying the only cool thing about the party was meeting you. I was like, that's kind of suave. So I hit her with that, and that bit of a smooth ass cheeks right of a sentence right there, to which she did not really say anything. At least I don't remember her saying anything. Maybe she had just completely wet her panties, and that's probably what happened. But she continues, and the standard stuff, what's your favorite subject? And at the time, it was fucking economics. And at the time, it was fucking economics, which is a 200 IQ Among Us move by me because we had interacted before this during our economics lecture. Her field was different, but economics was a subject that both our fields shared. And I remember it was because she had complimented my long ass hair, which I cannot see through. And I remember responding to her with a disgusted look because I was so deep into my anime phase back then. She probably made a note of this back then, but did not recall it much because I had to get a haircut considering my mother was about to disown me. So, anyways, I was just constantly doing my best to ruin any kind of positivity that the whole cafe had. The inside of that cafe was basically like condensed pessimism on wheels, and so she just keeps asking me these questions to which I'm giving like the worst responses possible. That's what I convinced myself, and they were true because all the anime characters I have seen before always did this because being different or being negative is cool to women, which it's definitely not. But she eventually gets to the dagger. What do you do? Like she probably assumed I had like some normal hobby or something because she did. So she's like, "Well, what do you do in your leisure time?" And I was like, "Can't get into that. It's a top secret," which obviously piqued her interest because like, what the fuck does that mean? Am I like a CIA spy? Am I a hitman or an assassin? Like, what the fuck is that? She's like, "What do you mean it's a secret? It's like just can't get into it. That I can't talk about it." So she keeps on poking the sleeping lion. She's like, "Well, what do you mean? Is it weird? Like, what do you do?" And eventually, I'm like, "I watch anime." Now, unbeknownst to me, the girls did not watch anime like it paid them money like I did. And I always kept that like my biggest top secret that I never ever talked about. But in this instance, I was fucking desperate. I was pulling out all the stops. I was emptying my pockets of all the possible fucking spaghetti I could fill on the floor, vomiting anything that might help my chances of getting me laid. I would have told her I was fucking Santa Claus if I thought it would help my chances of getting my noodle wet. I was just going all out, just this once, just trying. So I told her that I watched anime, and she laughed at me, which just felt phenomenal. And she thought I was just kidding because I had hyped it up so much. So, for that grand wet fart of a reveal, she was probably just relieved more than anything because she probably thought I was a high performing sociopath with the way I was answering. But I dropped that nugget of truth on her. And at the time, this wasn't really anything anyone talked about. Like watching anime wasn't a thing back then. She did not really find it all that impressive, but I just thought it was going to be a good answer to that question. But this answer was probably the one she had not heard before, and she probably never did hear it before because she just straight up laughed at it, which didn't really feel like my chances were being helped. She thought that I was just making like a joke out of it because I just made it like this hyped up thing. Like, no, it's a top secret. It's a fucking government secret. I'm not allowed to say it. If I say it, the government's gonna come fucking kill me. And then I just doubled down and named all the anime on top of my fucking head. So she giggled at me and then she asked what's my favorite anime. And that time it was fucking Sword Art Online. The Destiny did not want my dick inside a vagina that day. But she gave me a weird look. So I started to bring up all the nerd bullshit from Sword Art Online about how cool Kirito was and how Asuna wasted his potential by marrying him. All sorts of sexist statements. I don't think this female was very fond of a misogynistic tone. She did not want to stay on this topic for too long, so she just brushed past it. And I was like, okay, that didn't really work well, did it? So we get our coffees alongside a platter of fucking french fries dipped in Mexican cheese. My confidence was shot. I could tell that this mysterious anime character facade is not doing me any favors, so we end up just eating our food and drinking our coffee. And she played some music in her phone and put both her earbuds on while I just kind of sat there eating my food, pretending like this was productive. Like, yeah, I had always wanted an expensive coffee. I'll just drink this fucking thing here and sit with my ass cheeks hanging out of the fucking chair hole. I guess why not? And I just sat there doing nothing while she listened to music at the cafe. At the end of it, I just kind of felt like I was an Uber driver who stayed a little too long. Like she requested a ride, but then I had nothing else to do, so I also just went to the same destination. So we just kind of stayed there for like an hour, and then she's like, "All right, I'm ready to head back. I'm kind of tired." I didn't even bother asking if she wanted to walk a bit with me because I could already just pick up on the vibe here that it wasn't really going anywhere. So we exited the cafe and she hugged me. And I was like, fuck this. It was all worth it. I got a fucking hug. Let's go. So I got a hug out of it, which means I was a champion that day. And that's how my first date went. So overall, pretty successful. Got off to a great start and it was top tier compared to all the romance movies by South India. And yeah, I just wanted